In this lesson and the next couple of lessons, we're going to talk about ORM, Database Abstraction Layer, what are entities, data mapper and active record patterns, and so on. Note that we are not going to build a custom ORM or Database Abstraction Layer, but instead we're going to learn how to use a well-maintained and battle-tested libraries from Doctrine. Before we get started, please drop a like on the video if you enjoy my content and want to support the channel, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. So what is Doctrine? Doctrine is a collection of PHP libraries that mainly focus around the database layer and object mapping. We'll be focusing on the DBAL and ORM parts of Doctrine in this series. Note that this is not a full Doctrine course, so we're going to keep the examples simple and to the point. The reason I decided to include Doctrine in this series is because I want to get you familiar with the query builder, ORM, entities, and so on, so that when you move on to frameworks like Laravel or Symfony, it does not come as a surprise and you are able to understand what's going on in the code. In today's lesson, we'll be talking about DBAL part of Doctrine. DBAL stands for Database Abstraction Layer, and it's like an interface that allows us to work with different database implementations like MySQL, SQLite, and so on. If we think about it, the name kind of makes sense. We know what abstraction is, right? It hides or abstracts away the details. So database abstraction means hiding away the details on how to build queries, which database implementation to use, how to connect to various databases, and so on. PDO may seem similar to DBAL in a way because PDO allows us to work with different databases as well. The thing is, PDO is not a database abstraction layer. It's just a data access layer. It does not provide things like query builder, it does not rewrite SQL, and so on. So let's open the terminal and compose or require the Doctrine DBAL library. I created this sample PHP file called Doctrine DBAL example.php, which we're going to be using to test some of the DBAL features. As you noticed, we're including the autoloader here and we're loading the environment variables from our env file because that's where our database credentials are stored. So first we need a connection similar to PDO. Let's open the documentation and see how we can get the connection instance. And we can either click on the database abstraction layer here, or we can hover over the project and click DBAL here. After that, we'll simply click on the documentation and select the configuration from the left sidebar. Let's scroll down here, and this is the code snippet that we can copy and put it in our code to get the connection instance. We see that it's calling getConnection method from the driver manager class, and it passes connection parameters as an argument. Alternatively, we could use URL or DSN to get the connection, but we're going to stick with the first part for now. Let's copy this and paste it in our code, and we need to replace this with the values from the environment variables. And for the driver, we'll also try to get it from the env superglobal, and if it's not set, we'll set it to PDO MySQL by default. If we inspect the getConnection method, we see that it returns an instance of connection class, which is a wrapper around the specific driver connection, which in our case is the PDO. So now that we have the connection, let's prepare the query and execute it. Just like in PDO, we can call the prepare method on the connection object and pass the row query in it. The prepare method returns an instance of a statement class, just like the PDO prepare method, which returns an instance of PDO statement. So let's assign this to a variable. We can then call the execute query method on the statement object, similar to the execute method on PDO. And this method returns an object of a result class, which means that we can assign this to a variable as well, and then we can call various methods on the result object to actually fetch the rows. We can do fetch all associative, fetch all numeric, fetch all key value pair, and so on. Let's call the fetch all associative and let's var dump the results so that we can see the output. Let's open the terminal, clear this out, and run Doctrine DBAL example.php, and sure enough, it returns an array containing list of invoices. Now in this specific example, we don't really need to prepare the query, we can just run it directly. So instead of doing prepare, we can directly execute the query. So we'll put it here and we'll simply assign it to result, and it should work the same way. So let's run the code again, and sure enough, it works. Let's bring back the prepare statement and add some where clause to select a specific invoice. So we'll do where ID equals, and we'll use the positional placeholder. We can then pass the actual parameter value to the execute query method. So let's pass 100 as the ID of the invoice. Let's run the code to make sure that it still works. And sure enough, it selects a single invoice with the ID of 100. In this case, we don't really need fetch all associative since we're selecting a single invoice. Instead of fetch all associative, we can simply call fetch associative. So let's clear this out, run the code, and as you can see, it works. And instead of using the positional placeholders, we can use named placeholders. So we can do ID here, and then we can either pass it ID this way, which would work. Let's run the code again to make sure, and sure enough it works. Or we could simply bind them on the statement. So we'll do bind value or bind param, which is similar to the PDO statement. So we'll bind value ID to 100, and then we can pass the type if we wanted to. In this case, we'll just leave it the way it is. Let's remove it from here. Let's run the code, and it works as expected. Note that if you want to run insert, update, or delete queries, you would use execute statement method instead of the execute query. All of this should kind of feel familiar to you if you've watched the PDO lessons in this series or have worked with the PDO a little bit. It resembles the PDO API in a way. This is all good, but let's see some of the cool stuff that the Doctrine DBAL has to offer. Let's start with the type conversion. When you bind parameters for prepared statements, you can pass the specific type just like in PDO. The thing is, Doctrine provides some additional types that you could use. For example, say that we wanted to get all invoices that were created in January of 2022. So we would adjust our query and do where created at, between, from, and to. And then we need to bind them here, so we'll duplicate this and we'll do from and to. Now if we had the from and to as regular strings hard-coded like this, it would of course work. We're going to replace the fetch associative to fetch all associative, and we're going to replace the select star with just selecting ID and created at. Let's open the terminal, run the code, and sure enough, we see that it works, and it only selects the invoices that were created in month of January of 2022. But what if we had datetime objects? Would it still work? Now, if we run this code, this is not going to work by itself. So let's clear this out, run the code, and sure enough, we're getting an exception that object of class datetime could not be converted to string. In Doctrine DBAL, we can actually pass the special type called datetime, and this is going to, behind the scenes, convert it to the right datetime format appropriate for the database implementation. So if we run the code now, let's clear this out and run it. We see that it works and it's returning the invoices that were created in month of January. Another cool thing is when working with list of parameters. For example, let's say that we wanted to get all invoices where ID was in list of IDs. So let's say we had something like IDs equals 100, 101, 102, and so on. And of course, this could be passed into a method as an argument, but in this case, we'll just hard code it to these values. Then we would adjust the query to something like where ID in, and then put the placeholders here. The thing is, the number of placeholders here has to match the number of elements in an array. And you don't always know the size of an array, so you can't really hard code things like this. Instead, what you typically do is you create placeholders variable and use something like str repeat and pass the placeholder here, and then do count IDs -1 and concatenate it with additional placeholder, and this could work, and then pass the array to the execute query and it would work. Another way is of course to loop through the IDs and build up the placeholders array and then use that placeholders in the query. However, wouldn't it be awesome if you could do something like where ID in a single placeholder, and the code behind the scenes would figure it out that you're passing in multiple IDs, and therefore it would transform a single placeholder to something like this. And that's the feature that's offered by Doctrine DBAL. So we could actually use the single placeholder here, but the catch is it only works when calling execute query or execute statement directly on the connection object. So we would do execute query. The second argument is the params that we would pass in, which is the IDs, and then the third parameter is the types for those placeholders. So the type for our placeholder will be a constant from the Doctrine DBAL connection class called param_int_array or param_string_array. In our case, we can use param_int_array because it's integers, so we'll import that and this should work. Let's get rid of this and we can set this to result, and let's open the terminal and run the code. And as you can see, it works. Right now it only returned a single array because it only found the invoice with ID 100. Let's see what other IDs are there because I don't remember. So we'll just use IDs 1, 2, 3. So let's do 1, 2, and 3. Let's close this out. Let's clear this, run the code again, and sure enough, we get 3 invoices with IDs 1, 2, and 3. As you noticed, you can execute the queries directly on the connection object. That means that you can actually run fetch all associative directly on the connection object instead of doing prepare and so on. And this would still work because if we inspect this method, we see that it runs the execute query and then fetch all associative for us behind the scenes. So if we open the terminal and run the code, we see that it still works. Alright, let's continue. We can also run the transactions the same way we run transactions with PDO. We can call begin transaction on the connection object as well as commit and rollback methods. In addition to these methods, the connection object also has a method called transactional, which accepts a closure as an argument. So we can do function and do all of our logic here, and if something goes wrong during this process, it will automatically roll back or it will automatically commit at the end of the closure. There are of course more things to know and more things to cover. I just can't cover everything about it in this lesson or in this series, so I encourage you to check the documentation. Now, another cool thing about Doctrine DBAL is its ability to build queries. So in addition to running raw queries like this, we can also use a query builder to build the queries. So let's get rid of this. And we can create a builder variable and call create query builder method on the connection object. This will return the query builder instance, and then we can build our query by calling the methods on the builder object. So we can do select ID and amount from invoices where amount greater than placeholder, and then we can fetch all associative. Now before doing that, we actually need to bind the parameter here because we're using a positional placeholder. So we'll do set parameter and 0 because that's the positional parameter, and then let's set it to 6000. And let's assign the result to invoices variable. We can also put these on its own lines so it's more readable this way. And then we can var dump invoices. Let's open the terminal, run the code, and sure enough, it works and we're only getting the invoices where amount is greater than 6000. Now, just with the PDO prepared statements, with the query builder, you need to use the placeholders and not pass anything directly into the query. So you should not do something like where amount is greater than some amount here and then hard code this to 6000, or this might be coming from user input or something else. Basically, you should not do this because this will introduce SQL injection vulnerability in your application. So always use placeholders wherever it's possible. Now let's see what kind of query this actually builds. We can do that by calling getSQL, and let's comment this out for now. Let's run the code. And we see that it builds the query for us. So it's just a simple SQL query. And you can of course build more complex queries here. There are more methods available on the query builder. You can do joins, you can do group bys, you can do having, and so on. Another cool thing that the DBAL library offers is its schema manager. It allows us to inspect databases, tables, lets us create tables, indexes, columns, and so on. So instead of create query builder here, we'll do create schema manager, and then let's get rid of this and let's call this schema, and let's do schema list table names, and we can var dump this. Let's delete that. Let's clear this up, run the code. And sure enough, we have 3 tables currently: emails, invoices, and tickets. We can also list table columns here and pass the table name as an argument. So we'll do invoices. Let's run the code again. And we're getting an array of objects where each object is a column object. So what we can do is we can do array map function column and simply get the name of it. Let's clear this up. Run the code, and now we're just getting the names of the columns. So we have ID, amount, invoice number, status, and created at. Of course, if we really needed just the names and nothing else, instead of doing array map, we could simply do array keys, and this would work the same way. So if we run, we see that we get ID, amount, invoice number, status, and created it. Now we're not going to cover everything as I mentioned before about DBAL because Doctrine in general is just a huge project and probably would require its own series or a course, but this should be good enough to get you started. One thing I want to do is that I want to refactor our DB class because in our DB class we're using the PDO directly. So what we can do, instead of doing this PDO equals new PDO, we can copy this from here and put it here, and we'll do this connection equals this, and instead of the PDO we'll call this connection. And of course we can get this from the config, so we have config user, config database, config host, config driver, and config database. So let's get rid of all this. We'll replace the PDO with the connection to defer the method calls to the connection object. So we'll replace the mix in here to connection. Let's get rid of that. And another thing that we could improve is that we could improve this config here, because if we open the app.php, we're passing the DB config that is coming from the config class. So if I open the config, we're getting this right here. And here, instead of MySQL, we'll set this to PDO MySQL. And we need to change a few things around here as well, because instead of database, I believe it is DB name. So we'll do DB name, and everything else is the same. Oh no, the pass needs to be password. So we'll change that. And in here, instead of doing this, we can simply pass config directly and get rid of this. And it seems like I had a mistake here. I was using database instead of the password, but it doesn't matter because we'll get rid of that. And this looks much better. Of course, there are many different ways of building this. It's just we're simply refactoring what we built in this series to use the DBAL connection instead of the PDO connection directly. So now if we open our models, for example, invoice model, we can refactor this to use query builder instead of running row queries. So we can do create query builder, select ID, invoice number, amount, status from invoices, where status equals placeholder, and then we'll fetch all associative, but we need to add the parameter. So we'll do set parameter 0 status value, and this should be good enough. The next thing that we need to do is that this is using a controller on the invoices route. So we're going to open the index view and replace the object access with array access because we're selecting data as associative arrays. So we'll do this, get rid of those, and this should be good enough. Let's test this out. Open the browser, visit /invoices, and sure enough, everything is working. So as you can see, we replaced our PDO connection with the DBAL connection, and then we're using query builder in our models. So this is it for this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. In the next lesson, as I mentioned, we'll talk about ORM entities, data mappers, and so on. So please drop a like if you liked this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.